Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In data acquisition part 2, we will discuss data structure for storing acquired data. Because organizing, managing and storing data is very important for data manipulation and analysis. Data structures actually provides the right way to organize the data values, the relationship among them, and the operation that can be applied to the data. Arrays, linked lists, and stack are most commonly used data structures in many applications. Other examples of data structures are Python list, tuple, and dictionaries, pandas series, and data frame. After watching this video, you will learn NumPy data structures for storing acquired data, how to create array in NumPy, and basics of array indexing. Before acquiring data, we will discuss most commonly used data structure in machine learning and data science community. And we will also discuss their related concepts of data structure such as indexing. So we will start the discussion with the NumPy arrays. NumPy is the core library for scientific computing in Python. Many Python packages are built on top of NumPy extensions such as Pandas, Scientific Python, and Scientific Scikit-learn. NumPy also offers a comprehensive list of mathematical and statistical functions that can be performed on the NumPy array. It also supports the vectorized operation to speed up the processing time. Python loops are relatively slower due to its dynamic nature. For example, it has no idea what type of objects are present in the list, whether it is integer, float, or string is stored. Values types are checked in every iteration, but NumPy array allows to restrict the array to have only one data type to optimize the code. NumPy array is the central data structure of the NumPy library. Many statistical and mathematical operations can be performed on NumPy arrays. Array is basically a series of memory locations and is one of the most widely used data structure in the digital space. It saves memory because memory can be allocated dynamically. NumPy array is faster than Python list. Array is cache friendly, can be easily accessible from CPU to cache, store data in sequential manner, which is easily accessible through index value. So, how to create the arrays in NumPy? The first thing is to import the NumPy library, and then array function can be used to create NumPy array from Python list or Python tuple. So here is array data1D, which is one-dimensional array with 4 elements, and the other is two-dimensional array with 2 rows and 4 columns. Normally dimension rank means dimension of the array. So the one array on the right side, this rank is 1 because it's one dimensional array, and shape determines the elements stored in dimension. So there are 4 elements in the one dimensional array, and in the two dimensional array there are 2 rows and 4 columns. NumPy array also support different data types. You can mention the data type explicitly. That is why it is very compact. By default, its data type is integer 32 bits, 4 bytes. If you specify the data type unsigned integer 8, it will occupy 1 byte for each data element. So that is why it is a compact way of storing the data, which is not possible in the Python list. There are also other data types: float, complex, boolean. So let us we create NumPy array using the Python. Okay. For Python programming, we will use Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook is a client-server application that allows editing and running computer code via web browser. The best way to install Jupyter is to install Anaconda distribution, which conveniently installs Python, the Jupyter Notebook, and other commonly used packages for scientific computing and data science. The first thing is to create the NumPy array is to import the NumPy library, which is required for every function of the NumPy. So let us we import the, so this is the import NumPy as NP. Now here is a, let's say we have a Python list with 6 values. Now to create a NumPy array, array function can be used to create array of any dimension. So here is a array. We are going to create NumPy array called x np dot array, and the list will be used as an argument for that array. Now to print this array, so this is the NumPy array with 4 elements. NumPy array support different attributes. To get information about the NumPy array, for example, if it is required to know about the number of elements in the array, so we can use the size attribute. Let's say x and size. So it will return the number of elements stored in the array. So here it is 6. So there are 6 elements in the NumPy array. Similarly, if we want to know about the dimension, so we can write n dimension. This attribute returns the number of dimension of the target array. So here is 1 because array X is a one-dimensional array with 6 elements. Shape. The shape attribute returns the tuple which shows the number of elements in each dimension. So let's say a x dot shape. So it will return the tuple of, because this is one dimension array, so only one dimension is shown, which contains 6 elements. This shape attribute can be used for resizing array. We can reshape the array. For example, if we want to convert this array into 2-dimensional array, so we can use the same attribute. Let's say x dot shape equal to this. So there are 6 elements. If you want to create an array from the 1-dimensional array with 2 rows and 3 columns, so then we can print that array. So now this is 2-dimensional array changed. If we convert the same array again to the original shape, so we can write 1 row and 6 column, print the x. So again we have a array of this 1-dimensional array. This is actually 2-dimensional array, but with 1 row and 6 columns. So here we have another array, let's say np dot array. We can use directly the list as an argument for the array. 1 2 3 4. Print. If we want to know about the data type of the array, so y dot d type. So its default type is int32. Every elements in the array by default takes 4 bytes. You can specify your own data types. For example, if we change this data type to unsigned int 8, so we can write d type is equal to np dot unsigned int 8. So in this case, every byte, every element in the array will take 8 bit, 1 byte. So we can check this by y dot item size. So it is equal to 1. If we write, for example, for the item size for the x, item size, so it will return 4 because by default it uses the 4 bytes for every element. Similarly, if it is required to know about the number of bytes occupied by that array, by the entire array, so we have attributes n bytes, a dot n bytes, x n bytes, so 24 bytes will be taken by the entire array of the x. Similarly, if we want to two-dimension array, so the same array function can be used for creating array. So here is this is, for example, first row of the array and this is the second row of array. Now let's say print z dot n dimension. Similarly, print z dot shape of this array, and also size of array. How many elements are present in the z array? Size. So dimension is 2. It is two-dimensional array. Shape 2 4 means 2 rows and 4 columns, and every elements takes 8 bytes. There are 8 values in the array. 4 values are in first row and 4 values are in this. So total values present in this array is 8. There is another most important benefit of NumPy array or Python list, that in most cases no loop is required. Many vector and matrix operation can be performed without for loop. For example, we have a list. Let's say here is a list, lst Python list, and here is another NumPy array. NumPy array n is equal to np dot array. 1 2 3 5 for example, same value we are using. Now if you want to multiply the list with some integer values, so it is not possible to multiply the list directly with that value without using the for loop. For example, if we write this multiply with 3, so it will repeat the list 3 times. But actually we want to multiply all the values of the list by 3. So for loop can be used for the for I in range length LST and LST I equal to 3. So now printing, if we print this, so list, so we will get this is the desired result. Every value in the list is multiplied by 3. But in NumPy arrays there is no need of using the for loop. For example, if we write print any NumPy array with 3, so we will get the same result without loop. Similarly, if you want to multiply both array, which is not also possible in the list, NA multiply with NA, so you can directly multiply both arrays. So in this way we can create a NumPy array. In the next video we will discuss the arrays indexing, which is one of the most important features in many data structure. For creating sub-array, you have to divide the array into different parts. So we will discuss this in the next video. Thanks.